Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Central Victoria, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is CASEing the Catalogue Day and I have a really amazing card for you. The card comes from page 8 in the Annual Catalogue, and this is part of the bundles section, which there is a quick easy reference of what bundles are in the Annual Catalogue. But the other good thing is there's extra samples of what cards you can create with that stamp set. So let me bring in the catalogue first up. So page 8, like I said before, we're using the Dino Days stamp set or the bundle. And this is the card we are creating, which is absolutely beautiful. I love the colours in this card. So let's bring that card in. That's this one here. And we have Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, Granny Apple Green, Soft Suede, Crumb Cake, and Gorgeous Grape. Absolutely lovely colours there. And I really think this card is so sweet. So let's get up to the craft table and we'll get started. So the supplies needed for this card are the Dino Days stamp set with the matching framelits. And the framelits are Dino dies. You can buy the two together in a bundle and save yourself 10%, and I highly recommend it. This set is so cute. We're using the Gingham Gala adhesive back sequins, and I only just bought these. I like the sequins, but I didn't think I would like these, but these are really quick and easy to use on your cards. So a great thing to have in your stash. Using quite a few inks today with today's card. Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, Bermuda Bay, Pool Party, Crumb Cake, and Soft Suede. So lots and lots of colours there. We're also using Versamark ink, white embossing powder, and the heat tool because we are embossing the sentiment here. Lastly, we have our card kit here and it's all ready to go. All the measurements and supplies can be found over my blog. There's a link to that blog post in the description of this video. There's also a link to my online store if you would like to purchase any Stampin' Up supplies. And you live in Australia, you could do so in my online store. Pop in the hostess code and I'll send you out a free gift as well. So we have Pool Party card base and it's already scored in half. It's half a piece of A4, cut in half and then scored in half, if that makes it easier if you're in the South Pacific. We also have a piece of thick Whisper White that's going to go on our back here. We have a piece of Gorgeous Grape for our sentiment. And I've also got another piece of thick Whisper White where we're going to do all our stamping and die cutting. And just a scrap, now this is a huge bit of scrap, but just a scrap of Pool Party just for these little triangles in the background there. So really cute little effect there as well. So what we might do is we might get started, and I want to stamp with the Whisper White cardstock here. There is lots and lots to stamp on this card. So let's start with, let's start with the tree. So if I bring that tree base in, that stamp, we're using two colours with that one. We're starting off with the Crumb Cake, and I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm going to show you a technique. So we have the one colour down. I also want to bring the Soft Suede in, and one thing I didn't say is I'm using sponge daubers with today's card as well. So I have a sponge dauber for Soft Suede and a sponge dauber for Bermuda Bay. So I'm just going to pick up some of that ink there, and then I just want to place a little bit of ink on the side of that stamp. And that's just going to give it a nice little shadow effect. So I also might bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. Just because these are photopolymer, we need a little bit more of a cushion. So let's stamp that down. And there is our trunk of our tree. Now the palm tree has 5 lots of leaves, and we're using the Granny Apple Green for the tree. So I'm going to bring in that palm leaf here. Let's stamp that 5 times. There we go. while we have the green out, let's stamp that large dinosaur there, and I'm not sure what that one's called. I probably should have looked that up, shouldn't I? If you know, let me know. And we're going to stamp him. You know what? That was supposed to be stamped off, so let's do that again. Stamping off on a scrap piece. I'm just going to turn that over because I know where it is. There we go. And then there is also a stamp that's got little circles on it. We're going to do full strength on his back with that. So just like that. Great little detail. Now before I get moving anymore, I want to cut that out so I don't stamp over the back. So remember to stamp off that dinosaur before you stamp it. Okay, so back to the rest of it. We're finished with the granny apple green, so we can pop that away. We're going to do another little bit of adding colour, and we're going to do that with the Coastal Cabana and the Bermuda Bay. So let's bring the Coastal Cabana ink in, and we've got the other dinosaur, which I believe is the T-Rex. I think that's the only one I do know. So inking that up. Then I'm also going to bring in the sponge dauber and the Bermuda Bay ink. We're going to pick some of that ink up, and then I'm just going to ink up around the sides of T-Rex. Just like that. Let's stamp him down. And one ink that I didn't say before is Gorgeous Grape. We do need that for his scales on the back of his, for these scale bits down on the back of his back. So I have my Gorgeous Grape here, and this is the stamp we're using. I love this nice bright colour. Look at that. Very nice and vibrant. So there's plenty of room on that piece of cardstock that I had, but it allowed me, if I made any mistakes, I had plenty of room too. So that's all we needed for that just there. I'm going to just pop that up here. I'm going to bring my card base back in because we need to stamp with the Pool Party ink just around that background piece. So let's just bring that up a little bit closer. So just around here and on this side as well. And the little stamp is this one here. It's like little footprints. So I'm just going to add a few in there. Just all around and on the other side as well. So it's as easy as that, any way you like. The last little bit of stamping we have is the sentiment. So let's bring in that piece of Gorgeous Grape. And I have the Versamark ink. And the sentiment's just here. And the sentiment says, "You're rawsome," which I think is a really, really nice sentiment. So I'm just using the Versamark ink to stamp that down. I'm going to bring my white embossing powder in. Lovely. So we're going to heat that with the heat tool, and then we can bring our big shot in to start die cutting. So I have my heat tool here. Now you just want you to heat that up. What it will do is that powder will melt and go nice and glossy, so you'll be able to see it. There we go, just starting to turn now. There we go. So I've moved everything out of the road. I'm going to use the Whisper White piece first. Let's get all those dies out. So I have the T-Rex, the trunk of the tree, that larger dinosaur there, his tail piece. What else we got? We need the tree fronds. We're also going to use this little triangle-y piece. They're our little pool party pieces that we're going to pop on as well. So we don't need that one just yet, or that one. Let's see if we can line a few of these up and run it through and get as many done as possible. There's T-Rex. One of the leaves. Okay. Let's pop that lid on and run that one through real quick. I'm just going to run these palm tree leaves through. So moving on to the dinosaur. Pop that die down. And again, just these little triangles. So you really only need that little tiny bit of scrap. Let's run that one through. All our elements are cut out, so let's start popping the card together. We are just gluing this piece of Whisper White thin cardstock. It's just a regular cardstock, it's not the thick one. And I'm just going to pop some Tombow glue all the way around. And I'm popping that down towards the right hand side. You know what, let's bring that card in too to show you. So, this one here. So we have that piece down. We're going to glue down the trunk of the tree, the palm tree down. And just in the middle there. And then all our little palm tree leaves are going to be popped up. I'll bring in so for the two down the bottom, I'm actually going to do 1.5 of the dimensionals. Okay. I'll pop them ones down first. Now they're always going to be, well, I found it easier to use them first. There we go. And then from then on, what we want to do is we put dimensional down the end, and then we're going to glue with some Tombow glue on the bottom of that piece, because we're attaching it. The glue's attaching to these two pieces down the bottom. So I've made this shape. Let's stick a dimensional on the last two, and these are really hard to pick up. I don't know why. So a bit more glue down the bottom. Sticking one off that side. Another one off this side. So it looks nice and popped up. Really cute. We're also popping up the dinosaur, so let's get this one out. I'm going to pop some dimensionals around him. I'm also going to use the edges or the bones. Bit for his long neck. And also a bit for his tail. Last little bit around his head. Oop. Helps if you take the backing off. So I'm going to pop him down straight away, and I found it easier to pop him down first because your T-Rex is going to sort of pop up on top of this dinosaur here. There we go. I'm going to glue that spikes of the T-Rex, and the die actually cuts out that little bit of extra room there, which is great because you can get your multi-purpose glue a little bit of a strip down and around, and then that's what attaches to the T-Rex. Look at those two colours together. Isn't that beautiful? So nice and bright. Perfect for a kid's card. Okay, so let's pop some dimensionals up on that one as well. Probably way too many than what we need, but that's okay. It's not going to sag. And dimensionals are really economical, so don't feel too bad about using them. Let's pop him up. I think just there. Sentiment's also getting popped up, so there's a lot of layers and popping up on the card. And I've got one last thing to do, or actually two last things to do. There we go. Let's bring in these little pieces. I just want a couple of different sizes. I'll put 5 on, that's do a large one as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of, like a little dot of glue here and there. And so when I take my pick tool in, I can pop these pieces down. This just gives it a little bit of extra dimension there. A bit of glue is a little bit too big. I think I want another little one just here. That's good. We have our gingham gala sequins here, and they come in lots of different colours. Let me just show you these ones. So really pretty colours. I'm going to use, they're pretty much clear or iridescent. They're the ones that we're going to pop on this card. And I'm just using the sequin ones. I'm not using the flower side. So I'm going to stick one up here. One just down here, and then another one down below. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you left me a comment. I'd also really be happy if you could share this video. That would be really, really helpful for me. I'll be back next week with some lovely videos. I do at least 3 videos per week on YouTube. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do. Okay, until next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.